Do you use a sander for wet felting? And if you do, how long do you leave your sander on your fiber? Probably 10 to 15 seconds, am I right? And have you ever asked yourself why you should only leave your sander on your fiber for such a short period of time? Today I'm going to dive into an experiment, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I got a question about sanding. And this is a question that really makes sense, that I've gotten more than once actually, and it's also a question that I've been asking myself. So it's about time I make a sample and do an experiment to see if I can get an answer to the question. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The question is, how long can you leave your sander on your layout? So if you notice what felt makers are doing online, and that's what I also do, is people don't leave their sander for much longer than 10 seconds on the layout. Now the question from my student was, okay, that's what I do as well, but why? Why should you only leave the sander on your layout for such a short amount of time? What would happen if you were to leave it for longer? Now, my answer to her question was, I think, and this is my feeling, I work very intuitively, and I've never done any experiment about this topic, and that's exactly why I'm going to do it today. But my feeling is that if I were to leave the sander on my layout for longer, because the sander is so potent and so aggressive, so it vibrates very, very strongly, and the layout is fine and it's still very fresh, so there isn't any felt yet, it's just the wool layout. What would happen if you were to leave the sander on your layout for longer would be that you'd start getting holes in your layout because of the intense vibration. Okay, so that's exactly what I'd like to test today. I've prepared a layout, and I'm going to test exactly that to see what happens. So if you're interested in seeing the results, come with me and let's do this together. I've already prepared a layout, and this is done on a 30 by 30, and I'm talking about centimeters here, not inches. This is the size I normally use for my samples. And I have started with 4 grams of a 19 micron merino wool, which I laid out in a chevron layout, plus 2 grams of viscose fiber that I've laid out in a clouds layout. After that, the only thing I did was I added water and soap. Now, if you're interested in seeing how you can do this exact layout, I have a video showing you exactly that type of layout, and I'll leave the link below this video in the description box. So everything is ready to start now. Notice that there's no water on my plastic. My layout is wet and soapy, and it's been on my work table for maybe an hour or so. That's why you can't see any foam on the wool, but there is soap in the fiber. Now I'm going to get my second piece of plastic, which must be bigger than the piece I want to felt. I'm placing it on my fiber. In this case, I have my bubbles facing down, but that's not particularly important. You could also do this with a plain plastic instead of bubble wrap. And again, my plastic is completely dry. So having everything ready, I'm now going to get my sander and start sanding. If you don't know how to use a sander, or if you're afraid of using it because of safety reasons, I've created a guide for you with all the instructions you need, so all the important details you need to take into consideration when using a sander. And you can find the link to download it below this video. It's completely free. Okay, my sander is ready. I've added some plastic to the base of the sander as well, just to give it a little bit more of protection. I don't close up the holes. And this is what I'd normally be doing. I'd place my sander and count until about 10, then move it to the next piece, and then to the next piece, and the next piece, and so on, right? Then after that, I would turn it around and start doing the same in this direction. Okay, so now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to leave my sander on my piece, and I'm going to be counting to 60. I'm going to do the same, but I'll count until 60. Okay, so what I can already tell you is that I see a huge amount of shrinkage all at once. Let me just show you. So can you see that? How much it shrank all at once? Otherwise, I don't really notice much happening that could be worrying, even though I can see that there are tiny holes in the layout, but I'm still going to go on with the experiment and see what happens. So I'm doing 60 at a time. And so I'm going to have another look. And that's exactly the same. The shrinkage is going super fast. And there seem to be like micro holes, small holes forming in the fiber. So I'm going to do this part. And I'll probably go on rolling, just to see if I can get a final product without holes in the fiber. It feels like it's shrinking super fast and causing some distortion in the fiber. So I'm curious to see what it'll look like in the end. Okay, so from what I'm seeing until now, I think you lose control over the fiber because parts of it will shrink more than others, maybe because of more or less pressure you put on the machine. The thing is, it's not as precise as it would be if you just go on slowly. You have more control of the process. So what I'm seeing is that this area shrank a bit more than this. So I'm going to try to shrink this a little bit more. And when it's done, I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to roll the piece to see if I can still get a sample without any holes in it. Okay, so it shrank so much that I can start rolling straight away. So there is a lot of stability in the fiber already. Just out of curiosity, let me just pick up my initial template and see how much shrinkage I have already. So this was the initial piece. Oh, look. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is how much shrinkage I've already gotten by just going through it with the sander. All right, so, and I'm just going to go on rolling for a while. I'll have to be very careful about the way I'm rolling now, because I've caused some distortion to my layout. So during my rolling, I will have to make sure that I get it back to a square. Let's see if it's possible. And of course, I'll also have to keep my eye on the holes, see if any holes are forming, which may happen. I think that may happen because of the amount of pressure from the machine. But then again, if it shrinks enough, it may make the holes disappear. We'll see. I'd much rather do this with a bamboo mat, but I don't have a small one right now, so I'll go on working with this. Shrinks very, very quickly. I may be able to get it back to a square. Let's see. So here it is. The piece is ready. I've ironed it. It's still not completely dry. It's nearly there, but still not completely dry. So it's it now measures 17 centimeters square. As you can see, it shrank quite a bit. Now, in terms of what we were testing, I don't see any holes in the fiber, any holes in the piece. I managed to bring it back to a square. So what can I say about leaving your sander for longer on the layout? What I noticed was that it would shrink a lot quicker. It would shrink in an irregular way, so you have much more control over the felting if you do it bit by bit and in small amounts of time. So the 10 or 15 second rule would be great, so that you can have more control over the shrinkage. I wouldn't be doing what I've done today with the sander, so I counted up to 60 every time I put the sander on the wool. So I wouldn't repeat that. It feels also very long and very aggressive to the wool. So it's not a nice way to work. But what I really wanted to test was, does it become a problem? Will it create holes in the fiber if you leave it for longer? And the conclusion is no, it doesn't. So it's felted normally. It's felted beautifully, as it usually does, so I don't see any problem with it, except for the fact that it will tend to deform the felt at the beginning. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. Do let me know in the comments below if you use a sander, if you have any issues when you use a sander, and if you had ever asked yourself the questions that I talked about in this video. And if you found today's video useful, I'd really appreciate it if you would share it with your felting friends. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again next week.